السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته.
الله أكبر الله أكبر الله أكبر الله أكبر أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله أشهد أن محمدا رسول الله أشهد أن محمدا رسول الله حي على الصلاة حي على الصلاة حي على الفلاح حي على الفلاح الله أكبر الله أكبر لا إله إلا الله
الحمد لله نستعينه ونستغفره ونعوذ بالله من شرور أنفسنا ومن سيئات أعمالنا من يهد الله فلا مضل له ومن يضلل فلا هادي له أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله وحده لا شريك له أشهد أن محمدا عبده ورسوله المبعوث بين يدي الساعة داعيا إلى الله بالحكمة والموعظة الحسنة اللهم صل وسلم وبارك عليه وعلى آله وصحبه ومن تبعه ووالاه. أما بعد فيا عباد الله أوصيكم ونفسي بتقوى الله وحثكم على طاعة الله وطاعة رسوله لعلكم ترحمون. قال الله تعالى في كتابه الكريم أعوذ من الشيطان الرجيم وأطيعوا الله والرسول لعلكم ترحمون. My dear brother, first of all we praise and thank Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala for all his blessings. And we also send peace and salutation upon our beloved Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, his family, his companions, and all those who follow him till the day of judgment. Today I would like to talk about reflection on Surah al-Ashr. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. والعصر إن الإنسان لفي خسر إلا الذين آمنوا وعملوا الصالحات وتواصوا بالحق وتواصوا بالصبر. So in the name of Allah, most gracious and most merciful, by the time indeed mankind is in loss, except those who have iman or who believe and do good deed and who exhort upon each other the truth and who exhort upon each other the patience. Here Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala swore by the time. As we can see, we read the Quran in most places, or in the, a number of surah, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala always swore on his creatures. I mean, most of the time. So here, Allah swore by the time. One of his creatures or creation is the time. Since Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala created the universe, especially of course the solar system, that when the time started. So by human calculation, one day and one night is 24 hours. So these 24 hours, every day 24 hours. Never changed since Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala created the solar system. This proved that the universe came into being, existed not by accident, but by design and planning. Why? Because the system stays as it is. Never make any mistake or error with regard to the time, period of time in one day and one night, always like that. We have until the sun will rise from the west. So why Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala swore by the time? Because the time given to human beings are very short yet precious. Consider, for example, the old generation or the earliest generation. They used to live for about 1,000 years, or between perhaps 900 to 1,000 years. But our lifespan here, useful lifespan, meaning when we still, can do something. The Prophet said up to 60 to 70 years. That is why when in Australia you are 70, you have to retire. People don't need your service anymore. Or perhaps, but rarely, some people can live up to say 90 or 100. But what will that time or that those people have become at that age? It's not of no use anymore. Even sometimes people who have reached old age, sometimes they are wondering when they are going to die, if they still remember themselves. But sometimes, and then what they call it, they will have dementia, just another word for being senile. Okay, and then what can you do? Nothing. So even the time, from the time human beings Allah created human beings until the end of the time, is very short compared to even the time in Mahshar. We don't talk about in the grave, in the Mahshar, where people will be standing in front of the Lord of the world for 50,000 years. 50,000 years, just in Mahshar. I mean, this life is nothing. It's very short. In the Yawma in the Rabbika Ka'alfi Sanatin Mimma Ta'udun, it's just 1 year with Allah is like 1,000 years to count. So 1,000 years, that's the age of the earliest generation. They 1,000 one day. So what about like 60 years, even 100 years? It's nothing. So this time is so short but so precious. It's what Allah said, indeed mankind are in loss. So remember, human beings are in loss. Even here, the Allah emphasized twice, indeed, mankind is certainly in loss. Illa alladhina amanu, except those who have iman. Allah made exception of those who don't lose, namely those who have iman first. Because you know what iman is all about. Yeah, basically you have to believe in at least 6 pillars or 6 articles of Iman or faith, and everything related to it. That's Iman. So we have Iman, we believe, but we're still in loss. Because having Iman alone is not enough. Why we have to prove in action that we really have Iman. And Allah continues, وَعَمِلُوا الصَّالِحَاتِ, and those who do good deed. Of course, the greatest good deed is the Salah, the 5 daily prayers. And all the 5 pillars of Islam are good deeds, which are all obligations. But in addition to that, we have to do also extra things voluntarily, the recommended things. There are things which are compulsory, there are things which are voluntary. That's extra if you want to do. But at least the 5 obligations. Even these 5 obligations do not apply to everybody. Only the first 3 perhaps Shahada, 5 daily prayers and fasting, the month of Ramadan, which apply to everybody. Every mukallaf, everybody who are charged with the religious obligations. But the other 2, like Zakah and Hajj, so this apply only to those who can afford financially and physically. This is all the good deeds. So if we have been doing good deeds, what next? Because according to this ayah, we are still in loss. So what next? وَتَوَاصَوْا بِالْحَقِّ, to enjoin upon each other the haqq, the truth. In other words, to do the da'wah work, al-amru bil ma'ruf wa nahy anil munkar, to enjoin what is right and forbid what is wrong. This is the haqq. Because the haqq is al-Islam. So al-Islam with all aspects of its teaching is called the haqq. As Muslims who believe in Allah, after we have started ourselves to do good deed, we have another obligation to enjoin on other people also the doing a good, the good deed. In other words, we are not supposed to be selfish. Because logically, we have Iman, we have done this good deed, we have fulfilled our obligations. Logically, that's enough. But not enough. We still lose. But what we lose is not that much, but what about 50% of what we are supposed to do, or we are supposed to earn. The having Iman, doing good deed for ourselves, that's good for ourselves. But we are not created by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, not raised by Allah for ourselves. But Allah said, kuntum khayra ummatin ukhriyat linnas ta'muruna bil ma'ruf wa tanhawna 'anil munkar wa tu'minuna billah. You are the best of communities, the best of nations, which has been raised for mankind, not for yourself. For mankind. Enjoining what is right, forbidding what is wrong, and believe in Allah. This is the haqq. This is the meaning of وَتَوَاصَوْا بِالْحَقِّ. They enjoin upon each other the truth. They do the da'wah work. They remind each other of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and obligation, or their obligation. Okay, this is the truth. In order not to lose. So we have to enjoin upon each other what is right. We have to forbid what is wrong. We have to call people toward Allah, toward the truth. Even at this stage, we still lose, but not much, about 25%. Another obligation, namely what also be sabr and enjoying upon each other, the patient in adversity. Why patience? Because patience is key to the success. To the success of the da'wah work, we need and have to have patience. Patience, you want to know what patience is all about. Just imagine the Prophet Nuh alayhi salam. How long he patiently called his people toward Allah. How long? In the Quran, they say he lived in the, what you call, with his people for 950 years. That type of patience. But we don't have the life that long. They mean all our life. Because sometimes when we call people, okay, they don't care. Sometimes they react in adverse action. Sometimes maybe they throw stone at us, like at the Prophet ﷺ. Sometimes they mock us. Sometimes they insult us. Okay. Sometimes they may beat us. Sometimes they may kill us. So for this we need patience. Why? The believers never lose. When they work, they do the da'wah work, when they fight the cause of Allah, if they can defeat the enemy, they're winning. Okay, they gain victory. If they are killed in the battlefield, in the cause of Allah, also they gain even more. The shahada, the martyrdom. And everybody have to die anyway. For example, dying in a mosque is much better than dying outside. Dying in the cause of Allah, whether while doing da'wah work or in the battlefield, is to have the best death. Because that's martyrdom. Whether at home, in hospital, when your time is up, you have to go. You have to die anyway. That is why in Islam we are not supposed to be scared of death, to fear death, but to remember. Because death is just one stage of 4 stages of our life. Just one stage. We must go through it. That's what it is. That is why, okay, we have to have patience in order that our da'wah work succeed. Because if we don't have patience, maybe I have called people once, they don't want to respond, in positive way, and then we lose our hope. That is, we need patience, so we don't lose hope. We keep doing like the Prophet Nuh alayhi salam, day and night, in secret, in public. Okay, this is the meaning of patience. That is why, just to conclude, the Prophet Nuh had the Luqman al-Hakim in the Quran, when he instructed his son, one of the things he said was, Ya bunayya aqim as-salah, wa'mur bil ma'ruf wanha 'anil munkar wasbir 'ala ma asabak. Inna dhalika min azmi al-umur. Oh my dear son, establish the prayer. Be constant in prayer. And enjoy what is right. Meanwhile, you have done yourself, enjoy it. Enjoy what is right and forbid what is wrong. And be patient. He said, be patient facing whatever may befall you in your work of this da'wah, or enjoying what is right and forbidding what is wrong. Why? Inna dhalika min azmi al-umur. Indeed, that is the key to success in your affairs, in your work. Ka'azum is something that's strong, something, okay, guaranteed that you will succeed in your work. So brothers, let's reflect. We reflect now on ourselves. Now try to reflect on what we have been doing. How much do we appreciate the time given by Allah, which is short yet precious? How much time we spend, this in they call social media, chatting in WhatsApp, okay, sharing videos through Instagram, through Facebook, and so on, so on. Can you compare how much time you spend for that compared to the time you spend for yourself? Not for Allah, for yourself. Okay, instead of wasting time, how much? We have to reflect. We have to do something to appreciate and value the times given by Allah, because it is short and very precious. So we don't let the time just go in vain without doing no good deed. Okay, we have to do good deed. We have to spend our time for the iman and for the good deed, and also to enjoin upon each other what is right, to forbid each other what is wrong, and to have patience. I think that's all I have to say. Barakallahu li wa lakum fi Qur'an al-azim, wa nafa'na iyyakum bima fihi min al-ayati wa dhikr al-hakim, wa taqabbala minni wa minkum tilawatahu innahu samiun alim. أقول قولي هذا أستغفر الله العظيم لي ولكم ولسائر المسلمين والمسلمات واستغفروه إنه هو الغفور الرحيم. الحمد لله رب العالمين وبه نستعين على أمور الدنيا والدين. أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله ملك الحق المبين، أشهد أن محمدا عبده ورسوله صادق الوعد الأمين. اللهم صل وسلم وبارك عليه وعلى آله وصحبه ومن تبعه بإحسان يوم الدين. أما بعد، فأيها المسلمون اتقوا الله حق تقاته ولا تموتن إلا وأنتم مسلمون. قال الله تعالى في كتابه الكريم أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم: يا أيها الذين آمنوا اتقوا الله حق تقاته ولا تموتن إلا وأنتم مسلمون. قال الله تعالى وقال الله تعالى: إن الله وملائكته يصلون على النبي يا أيها الذين آمنوا صلوا عليه وسلموا تسليما. اللهم صل على محمد وعلى آل محمد كما صليت على إبراهيم وعلى آل إبراهيم وسلم تسليما كثيرا. اللهم ارض عن الخلفاء الراشدين المهتدين سادتنا أبي بكر وعمر وعثمان وعلي وعن سائر الصحابة أجمعين. اللهم اغفر للمسلمين والمسلمات والمؤمنين والمؤمنات الأحياء منهم الأموات برحمتك يا أرحم الراحمين. اللهم حبب إلينا الإيمان وزينه في قلوبنا وكره لنا الكفر والفسوق والعصيان واجعلنا من الراشدين. ربنا لا تزغ قلوبنا بعد إذ هديتنا وهب لنا من لدنك رحمة إنك أنت الوهاب. ربنا هب لنا من أزواجنا وذرياتنا قرة أعين واجعلنا المتقين إماما. ربنا لا تؤاخذنا إن نسينا وأخطأنا. ربنا ولا تحمل علينا إصرا كما حملته على الذين من قبلنا. ربنا ولا تحملنا ما لا طاقة لنا به. واعف عنا واغفر لنا وارحمنا أنت مولانا فانصرنا على القوم الكافرين. اللهم لا تسلط علينا بذنوبنا من لا يخافك ولا يرحمنا. اللهم لا تدع لنا ذنبا لغفرته ولا هما لفرجته ولا دينا لقضيته ولا مريضا لشفيته ولا ميتا رحمته ولا بلاء لدفعته ولا وباء إلا صرفتها ولا حاجة من حوائج الدنيا والآخرة لك رضا لقضيتها يا أرحم الراحمين. ربنا آتنا في الدنيا حسنة وفي الآخرة حسنة وقنا عذاب النار. عباد الله، إن الله يأمر بالعدل والإحسان وإيتاء ذي القربى وينهى عن الفحشاء والمنكر والبغي يعظكم لعلكم تذكرون. ولذكر الله أكبر والله يعلم ما تصنعون.
الله أكبر.